And now, the Android Basics segment. This is a segment where we discuss the things that power your device from behind the scenes. And now, here's this week's episode, Android Basics. Let's now turn on to our Android Basics segment, and we're talking about the QPR3 program, especially if you have something that's running Android 14, for example. This is the Google feature drop. It's a quarterly thing, and this is the final one for QPR3. I know the beta started a little while ago, and we've highlighted some of those. And finally, the full QPR3 is here. Lots of things that come along with it. So, John, we got that QPR3, and of course, we've talked about some of the things that were in the beta. And so basically what it is that they're now finally available for people if you have Android 14, and especially, some of the newer devices, they have some other additional stuff. If you have later versions of the phones, models of the phones like Pixel 6 series through the Pixel 8, there's some things that are particular to those and some fixes that are particular to those devices. And I think the only old device that qualifies for the QPR is the Pixel 5a. Other than that, anything lower than that doesn't get that. So if you have anything lower than that, then you're not going to be seeing some of these features that have come to these other devices. So if you don't see those, it's just because you don't have a newer device that's qualifying for that. That seems to be what goes on these days. However, you do have the security patch, and the security patch, of course, has like 50 issues that were addressed within this month of June. There's something about the zero-day vulnerability that we didn't know, and it was actually affecting Pixel phones, or was probably out in the wild. And it's not only Pixel phones, but it's something that is critical for everyone. We'll be also including that in the show notes so that you'll see where it is at. But I think some of the phones, though, would still get that security patch. If you have a Pixel phone, some Samsung phones, Samsung rolled out security patches for the month of June for a lot of phones. I think carrying your phone might also have gotten that June security patch. I know mine got it, and even some of the A series phones got it. So it's a very serious vulnerability thing that's going on, and Google has patched it. So if you have a phone that qualifies for the June security patch, I will advise make sure you get that security patch. Some of the issues that got fixed or got addressed, most especially, we have the battery is one of those, and it has a Pixel 6, Pixel 6a, all that series. Then we got the Bluetooth also that has some problems that got fixed. Another one was the camera, and all the newer phones got some of that fixed as well. Then we've got display and graphics. There's some problems with display and graphics, and some of that got fixed as well. And the fifth one has to do with the framework that too got fixed. Then there's the system and general improvements in the system performance and all of that for all the Pixel 7a, Pixel 7, Pixel 8, and all of that got fixed. Then we got the telephony. So if you were having some problem with your phone, maybe dropping calls or something happening that is not connecting, or I know I've heard some people saying they were having problems with their phones and modems and all of that. That's one of those things that got fixed with this QPR. Then we have the user interface. Some of those things got fixed with the navigation bar, showing up incorrectly and all of that. Those things got fixed as well. Lots of fixes. Like I said, though, in the security, there were about 50 fixes that were fixed. We're not going to be talking about all of those, but those are some of the things that got fixed. You can read all of that in the show notes. That we'll be putting a link to it, and take advantage of that and read all of that, because it's just lots of it. But Google is out there making sure. The thing that bothers me is that, they're not telling us as to what that vulnerability, the zero-day vulnerability is. And I think all of the companies do that. They'll wait till when it's all done, everybody's gotten the update, then they'll let us know what it was that got fixed, so that bad guys are not going to be working hard to try to go in there and try to get a hold of your phone. So I'm glad this is out there.
Yeah, so if you have an Android phone, check for updates. It's not just Pixel phones. A lot of phones are getting these security updates.
So it's just that halfway through the year and so much happening. And we encourage people to update their phones, like you said, John, because it's not just the Pixel phone. If your phone is not doing updates, I know even the OnePlus got an update for the 10T. That's the phone that I got one time, and I didn't like it because it wouldn't connect to my network. So this vulnerability is serious enough, and I hope every manufacturer that has a qualifying phone would do it. But if you have a phone that is out of security patch update, then we'll just pretend it's not there. No harm done.
A55 didn't receive the update until now, but it should. However, it's known that usually that takes time with security patches. So currently it's about 1 month between each security patch and the time that you receive the update. So for example, I received the April security patch in May, and now in June we are just 50. We are in June, and until now there is no update. Even the May security patch is not there. But of course, this will come to iPhones. However, usually it's known that with iPhones, things are just taking time to arrive to the devices, which is usually better when dealing with S phones. So I think maybe Saleh had gotten the update.
I think you guys may get it next week, though, because a lot of the phones got it this week. And I'm sure a lot of the A series would be getting that, June update, next week. Samsung is good at pushing out updates, and probably one of the companies out there that's always on time, on top of security patches. One of the reasons why it's not a bad idea to get a Samsung phone, because you're going to get those security patches outside of even the OS updates. But security patches are important, like this one we're just talking about. If you don't have your phone company, or the phone manufacturer updating that, then it becomes a problem. But with a Samsung phone, of course, you're in safe hands, and I am almost positive you guys will be getting those updates next week, because some of the A series got it, this week. I'm surprised the A55 didn't get it yet.
Well, maybe it's because of the region, because sometimes they just release the update in a region, then they release it after that in other regions. So this may be also the cause. Well, John, did you receive it on your S24 Ultra?
I have no idea. I think so.
Maybe you didn't.
Usually when it tells me there's an update, I just update it. I don't really think about it.
Good one.
Yeah, I got it on my S23 Plus, and it came in at a whopping 400 and something plus MB. That's probably the biggest security patch I've ever seen from Samsung.